Hey everyone, welcome to another Build Your Presence webinar. Throw a thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me all right, see me all right. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited about today's one. We're going to be exploring the world of video marketing with a little help from our friendly friend ChatGPT, our trusty AI language model. I mean, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know what ChatGPT is, I'll give you a little sneak peek during this webinar. It's insane. But I thought, since a few of you have been asking about doing a webinar and getting ChatGPT involved, I thought this could be a fun one. But video production is right up my wheelhouse. It's something I know a lot of you wanted to kind of dive in deeper. So I think this one was a long time coming. So I'm excited to get going on it. Quick introduction to me. For those of you who don't know who I am, or you see my face for the first time, my name is Bally Khehra. I'm one of our product marketing managers here. Used to be an account manager. I used to look after some of our clients before shifting over to our marketing side. And then I used to be a real estate agent before that too, in Malibu and LA. So I have some experience, a few years of doing high-end real estate. And then way before that, back in London and kind of, well, actually all over the world, I was in the music business, which opened up doors to video and TV and movies and other creative things. And so I have a bit of experience. I picked up a lot of tips along the way on video production. And it's something that I'm just generally passionate about too, like photography, videos is something that I'm always trying to keep up to date on with trends. So I'm going to leave some space at the end of the webinar so you guys can kind of pick my brain a little bit and we can chat. But I'm going to blast through this little presentation so you guys can get a lot of that good stuff quickly, and then we can chat towards the end. This is what I wanted to talk about. So our agenda's packed with, there's going to be a lot of tips and tricks in this one. We'll cover ideation. We'll cover the importance of why videos, needed in this day and age, script writing, production tips, optimizing and measuring, because that's important too if you want to get better. And then we'll end with that Q&A, like I mentioned. But let's kick things off with some stats. I thought these were interesting and something to keep in mind as we go through the tips today. So Gen Z loses active attention for ads after just 1.3 seconds, less time than any other age group, meaning attention must be earned in an instant, in 1 second. People know what they want and where their interests lie, and they are quick to skip or scroll past content that doesn't intrigue them or catch them. This number is important to capture attention, right? But once you have it, once you have that attention, immersive storytelling is the science-backed way of keeping that attention. Our brains are wired to love stories, and especially immersive ones. That's why Netflix is so popular. It's why people binge watch shows. They capture attention, they make us feel involved, and they trigger emotions. A story hooks viewers, it makes them watch for longer and interact more. And there's, you can do a lot more, and you can't do a lot in 1 second or 3 seconds, so we need to keep people's attention once you have it. And when people are immersed, people remember your message, and then they generally act on it if it's top of mind. And that last stat, that 84%, it's clear that video is a major factor if someone's going to use your service or buy a product. Think about how you go about your day-to-day. I'm on YouTube a lot, researching products, bags, backpacks, trips, whatever I'm thinking about buying. I'm doing my research first, and video usually turns me around if I want to buy something or use a service or not. In short, video marketing just makes your online presence a bit more fun, a bit more relatable, memorable, and it helps turn those leads into raving fans that stick around. Right, before we get into the production stuff, we need an idea. We need a captivating idea, and we need a bit of a storyboard. Yeah, a killer video idea is your ticket to standing out in that sea of online content. It grabs attention, connects with your audience, nudges them to take an action like schedule a showing or to sign up for your newsletter or updates. And we want to keep it tailored to your specific audience. There is no sort of one size fits all approach for the most part. You want to keep your audience in mind. And a well-structured storyboard is like a treasure map to that video success. Uh, by storyboard, I just mean a plan. It doesn't need to be some drawn out thing like it is here on the slide. You know, it's just a general idea of what you want to film and how you want to film it. And do whatever works for you. You know, some people like to keep it in their heads. That's me personally. Like I have a general idea of what I want to film and shoot, and then I go out and get that shot. Some people would like to draw it out on a bit of paper. You know, others just like a Word doc with bullet points. It takes some of that cognitive load off, and it kind of guides you through that production, ensuring consistent flow. Helps you make the most of your resources and your time. Without it, you'll probably just end up filming everything and figuring out how to chop it all up or put it all together later on, which is it's going to waste your time. In all honesty, time is money. So have a plan. It can be helpful to frame your video around a problem that your viewers or your potential clients might be having, and how you can solve it. I always tell my clients the easiest way to kind of get that list going is just having your notes app and just have a little think, a brain dump of questions and concerns that you're probably getting from your clients, potential clients, leads on the phone. People probably asking the same sort of questions. Just have a running list of these questions, and that will serve as inspiration for your ideas, for your storyboards, and for the kind of video content you want to create. But let's try this, right? I recorded a quick ChatGPT. This is ChatGPT, by the way. I'm just talking to it, and I'm asking it to give me 3 ideas, 3 creative marketing ideas for real estate videos. And hopefully it's going to spit out something. Well, I know it's going to spit it out because I recorded it previously to avoid any technical difficulties. But this is why this tool is so important and so powerful. It's going to give me some ideas, right? And I don't have to think about it. I can give it some instructions. I can talk to it like an assistant and see what it gives me. It's not going to give me everything that I want straight away. Probably most of the time you have to give it a bit more juice. We call it prompts, where you can form a sentence or you form a prompt that will help you get the output that you want. But here I've just asked it to give me some creative, unique, engaging ideas. And it's going to give me 3. You can see it's doing it right now. And we're going to pick one. We're going to pick one of these ideas, and I'm going to go through this whole chat with ChatGPT and show you how easy it is to get some of these ideas. And some will resonate with you, others won't, but you can just work through the chat and hone in on the idea that you want, and ask it questions and see what it gives you. So here, right, 3 ideas. I'm gonna pick that 3rd one, neighborhood gems. And I'm going to ask it to create a storyboard off of that idea. And let's see what it gives us. Sometimes it will give us a frame by frame shot list. Others will give us kind of like a bullet list with scripts and stuff. This one's going to give me something pretty unique, and I think you guys will like it. So I'm asking it to be focused around a local coffee shop. So I'm giving it a bit more of a prompt instead of just picking a business. I'm saying go after a local coffee shop. I think coffee shops are a good one. It's an easy one. People like coffee shops in general, and they visit them, and it's a good way to meet people and get involved in the community. But you can see here, it's giving me shot by shot timings, even a voiceover script. I didn't ask it for a script, but it's giving it to me. And this right here just takes that load off, right? You don't have to think. You don't have to sit there, spend time coming up with an idea or a script. You can take this and put your own tone of voice on it, and it becomes a video. So this is going to go all the way. I've asked it to give me a 2-minute video, and it takes you all the way to the end. So right now, in the space of seconds, we've got 3 ideas. We picked an idea. We asked ChatGPT to give us a script and a storyboard, and it's given us that. This right here usually would take someone an hour, to come up with a good idea and a script it. I asked it to give me that, but it gave us a script. I didn't want it to give me a script at that time, but it gave me a script and I recorded it. But storyboards and script writing go hand in hand. And again, do what works for you, what works best for you. But some people like to just have that bullet point list. Others like to have a full-on script. That's me personally. I like to have a script, and I use a teleprompter app if I want, and kind of talk to the camera. It helps me keep my thoughts succinct, and I get to talk with confidence to the camera. But other people just like to riff. They just like to have bullet points and have, maybe an iPad or another phone up or a bit of paper and bullet points and talking points where they can just kind of riff off of that. But this list here, I wanted to basically touch on the key principles that we would want to remember to create an engaging and effective video. This short list is something that we want to just always keep in mind, because videos tend to go off tangent, and we want to make sure that we gotta remember what's in it for the viewer, right? What's in it for them, and we want to keep it short. Attention spans are short these days. First, we want to clearly define the purpose of the video. What do you want to achieve with it? Is it an educational video? Is it a tour? Is it an interview? This helps you stay focused and ensure that content aligns with that goal. Next, we want to figure out your target audience. Always have that in mind in all of your marketing efforts. Just make sure you know who you're going after and what they want. And once you have your objectives and audience in mind, create that storyboard or that outline to visualize the flow of the video. This will help you organize your ideas, make sure that your content is engaging and easy to follow. Then write your script. We did a script right now with ChatGPT, but you could also just do it yourself. Avoid jargon. Keep it conversational. Keep the tone conversational and casual. Avoid technical jargon, complex language, to ensure that your message is clear and relatable. Just think, if you are showing the video to your mom or dad or your sister or someone, and they don't know anything about what you do, they need to be able to understand what you're talking about. Maximize the visual potential of your video by using visuals to illustrate your points. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Show, don't tell. Like I said before, attention spans are short, so keep it concise and to the point. I would say a runtime of 2 to 3 minutes. That will give you good content to work with. I know Reels and TikTok and Shorts, 60 seconds, people say is usually the max. You want to keep it below that, great. But if you have a longer video to work from, you usually have a bit more give and a bit more leeway on what part of that video you want to show. You could always chop it up. 2 to 3 minutes is generally a good length. And then finally, revise and edit your script for clarity, flow, and effectiveness. Don't be afraid to cut unnecessary content or make changes. They call it cutting your darlings, where sometimes you go off on tangents and you start telling a story in your video, and it doesn't do anything to move the goal of the video along. And you just got to be brutal, just cut it out, keep it short, unless it serves a purpose. I did another ChatGPT. I wanted to do a script, but I thought with the coffee shop idea, I thought an interview with the owner might be good. So I asked it to create another video, basically, with me interviewing the owner of the coffee shop. And I'm pretty sure I asked it for some questions I could ask as well. Give me a script, complete with interview questions. Perfect. So this is going to give me something that I can use for another video. And it could maybe serve as a series, or, a 2 or 3 part episode about this coffee shop. And the reason why content like this is important is because it's just it's an indirect approach, especially if you're trying to get people into the community, or, go beyond the house and more into the lifestyle of the area and the community that you serve. You want to get involved with the community. You want to get involved with local businesses, and partnering with local businesses like this, like with coffee shops, you get to share their audiences. You get to share campaigns, marketing campaigns, and it's more it gives you a bit more of a credibility. If another brand or business or somebody else is pushing you, you're not pushing yourself. People like opinions of other people, so it's better that it's coming from other people and not you. And something like this is easy to do. A video interview is nice and natural. And it gave me in seconds, gave me another 2-minute video with a script and a voiceover. I'm going to get into some production tips now. I think this is going to be the exciting part. Right. I want to make this easy also. And it all starts with picture quality. I want to use iPhones because that's what I have. I'm not that familiar with Androids, with Android phones. It's probably the similar thing where the rear camera on your phone, there's one main lens usually on the phone, and it's usually on the rear. And that will be the most advanced lens and the most advanced camera on your phone. And I know it's easy to shoot 4K and in selfie mode, but I promise you, if you put up the selfie mode versus the rear camera side by side, there will be a difference. And it's mainly to do with light. It's mainly how much light that lens allows in. And if you've got good quality lighting, or your shot is lit well, the picture is going to come out 10 times better. That rear camera is the one to use. Just keep that in mind. Keep it steady. A tripod, they're so cheap these days. You can pick one up off Amazon. Otherwise, if you don't have a tripod, you lean your phone up against something, a coffee mug or something. If you want to just do a talking head video, talking to the camera, prop it up against your drink or whatever, and just keep it steady. Reason being, when you blow up that video and you're watching it on a TV or a bigger phone or an iPad or something, it should those little micro movements will make people dizzy and it'll make people feel sick, and you don't want to add, you want to make sure it's a good experience for everybody. Keep it steady, and the whole that will also improve the picture quality, and it also improve the sound because the mic is steady and everything is picking up exactly how it should be. And that last point I put, shooting landscape, meaning turn your phone on the side. There's a couple of reasons for this. You get a wider field of view, you get more stuff in your shot, more interesting things to see. So you've got yourself framed, then you've got a background, and it's just more visually appealing to look at. But the other reason for going landscape mode is you can do more with it. So let's say you shoot a 2-3 minute video in landscape mode and you throw it up on YouTube. YouTube is obviously optimized for landscape format. You can chop that up now and use that video in other ways. But if you filmed portrait first, you can't switch it back to landscape, and you can't feel the sides of the screen. It's just going to come up as black bars. It's just not going to look good. You're going to essentially waste time, come out with content and film. If you just didn't film it right, there's only so many places you can use it. So when in doubt, shoot in landscape mode. I would just say shoot in landscape mode all the time. And if it's in 4K, if you're filming in 4K anyway, it's going to be easy enough to crop in and not lose any of that quality. So start there with picture quality. Then lighting. So with all cameras, light is the kicker. The amount of light that the lens can capture will directly correlate to the picture quality. If you're shooting in a dark environment, phones these days are good. Yeah, they can. There's a lot of like software mumbo jumbo happening that can help brighten up the shot, but it's not going to be anything like just getting good quality light, daylight, natural light into the camera, so then you can get the best picture quality out of your phone. This here, I've put 3-point lighting. This is it's a concept that a lot of YouTubers use, a lot of cinematographers use in movies. And the whole idea is you have one main light, the first light, the key light. I've got one here. It's pointing at me, 45-degree angle. It's just one of those Elgato key lights. I've got another light source here. It's a window. So I'm being lit at 45-degree angles to my face right now. That's my main light. If I didn't have a window, this light would just do the trick. It doesn't need to be faced straight in. Like 45 degrees is a good angle. That's the main light. That's what's going to light you. That's what's going to light the subject, right? The second light is going to be dealing with shadows. So if you've got a light coming in from the side, you will notice the other side will just be darker. Naturally, it's going to have a shadow. So you're going to have they call it a fill light, and it comes in from the side and it helps even out those shadows. And then there's a third lighting source that usually comes in from behind you. And they call it a hair light or a backlight. And what it does, it keeps the background dark. It keeps you lit. it creates a sort of halo effect. So like, you know, your hair and your clothes and your shoulders, you kind of pop out from the background a little bit more. And it just helps you, especially if you've got like a dark environment like this, it will help you pop out from the background a little bit more. But if you don't have any of these lighting situations set up, sit in front of a window or just get outside. But I would say sit in front of a window. You don't want direct sunlight hitting you, harsh light. You just want indirect light. Sit in front of a window, facing a window, not facing away, facing towards the window, and just have that natural light you. You can tell the difference if you sit in a room that doesn't have any windows, or you go to your bedroom or somewhere where you've got bright lights and windows. Sit there and film yourself, and you see the difference. But 3-point lighting is a good thing to keep in mind. Here's just another shot of how someone would light it in a photography studio or a film studio. You see these kind of lighting setups all the time. That's basically what they're doing. They've got a key light, a fill light, and a backlight to give you that sort of cinematic, well lit kind of look. Sound quality, you know, sound is 50% of the video. If you don't have good sound quality, you're going to lose your viewers if they can't hear you. Especially think about meetings and video meetings like this. Usually, you can carry on with the meeting if you have good sound. If your picture quality's not there or something's wrong with the internet and you're all fuzzy, you can turn your camera off and you can carry on talking and you can continue with the meeting. If you don't have good sound quality and your picture's good, you're not getting anything. You know, people are going to just tune out. The key here is to minimize background noise where possible. Try to film in a quiet environment. If you've got a room in your house that has carpet on the floor or big curtains or sofas or something that can help absorb some of that sound, film there, away from traffic, away from HVAC systems where possible. But when it's not possible, or when you're out and about, which a lot of you probably are, invest in an external microphone. It's going to do wonders for you. I've put a picture here of the Rode Wireless Go. It's called a lav mic. So you can use a lav mic or a shotgun mic, which is kind of like in that second picture. A lav mic is one of those ones that kind of clip onto you. You see it sometimes in interviews where it clips onto your shirt. Those I would say are the best for real estate agents because it allows you to move around. It allows you to be free. Someone else can have the camera, or you can have the camera in selfie mode, but the point is you can move the camera around and your sound is going to stay consistent. It's just going to be down by your face, and it will allow you to get that consistent high quality sound. And the good thing about these sort of things is you can they usually come in pairs. You can give one to someone else, and if you're doing a video interview or something and you're in a coffee shop or wherever, you know, you can kind of just hold it like a microphone. And it's going to be very minimal in the shot. Nobody's going to notice it. Well, they'll notice it, but it's just like, it's not like a big microphone in your face like this thing. And you'll just have great quality sound. I have this mic, just so you know what this is. This is called a shotgun mic. And I have it set up here at my desk. You can get loads of mics like this. This one can plug into my phone. It plugs into my computer. You don't need a big sound rig. It's just a USB cable, plugs in. This mic itself, I can pick it up and take it around the house. But if I wanted to move around and go outside and show people about the town, I would get something like that, a lav mic. And then that third point, utilize wind protection. So on mics, you can get what's called a dead cat, one of those fluffy things that sit on the end of the mic. It's a bit of foam or just a bit of material that helps block some of the plosives from your voice, but also helps block some of the wind. And it will help increase that sound quality. But I would highly recommend investing in good sound quality, a good mic. After this webinar, I want to send a list of resources that you guys can check out for yourself, and it'll be links, Amazon links, and places you can go buy stuff that I recommend. But sound quality, 100%. And then if you guys wanted to level up your backgrounds, if you're filming at home, or you have a studio set up at home, or somewhere where you can record something like what I'm doing right now, I've put a screenshot here of some general ways where you can light up and frame your shot and what you can have in the background. These guys have done a good job of showcasing different styles and kind of different moods. And if we go to this one here, this lady has used artwork to help spruce up the background. Artwork, the reason why artwork's good is because you can change the mood pretty quickly. You can change your artwork around. You can buy stuff relatively cheap, put it up on the walls, and it can change the mood of your video. But you can also stay on brand. Like if you have certain brand colors, it's a good way to kind of get that creative, get your brand visually out into the shot. But I would say stay away from heavy patterns. Use minimal geometric artwork or monochromatic photography. You don't want to take people away from the subject, which is you. You just want it to be there as a visual kind of extra visual boost. Here we've got paneling. A lot of people use dark paneling or foam paneling to help deaden that sound. It's good if you do a lot of video interviews or you just want better quality sound. It can help create a bit more of a moody setup too, and it's some people like that. It's just a little bit more expensive. You know, you need to invest a little bit more in getting that set up, and might be worth it. You know, sometimes the paneling looks good in general, just in your house. The foam is a bit more kind of specific to a studio setup. You might not want that in your house, but if you have like somewhere that you can put that up, great. It's just another look. Paneling is usually used pretty well. And then even more cheap and cheerful, just get yourself a video background, an image that you can just prop up in your Zoom calls or your webinars or wherever you host your video content. It's the cheapest way to kind of, you know, stay on brand and kind of have a good visual. These are our luxury presence ones. They're fine. I would, especially if you don't have a nice background or a general, like a nice background at home where you can film. But the only reason I don't like things like this is sometimes the software isn't good, where it just doesn't crop you out that well, and maybe you like part of your head will disappear or something like that. But in a pinch, you can have something like this and have it set up where you can just have some fun backgrounds to work with. It could be some moving backgrounds too, like a little bit of a video or some birds flying in the background. You can get creative with it. But I would say this is the last resort, but it's a good way to kind of stay on brand if you needed to. Okay, I'm going to get into some editing right now. And okay, so you got some footage, right, on your phone. You filmed some content, or you've got it on your hard drive. Fantastic. You've got the footage ready to go. Truth be told, most of the time, editing is the most time-consuming part of this whole thing. You can go out in an afternoon and film a bunch of stuff, but it might take you hours, maybe days, to edit a good video. And it truly is an art form. So like my advice, honestly, is to go out and get yourself a videographer, someone that can, even if you know how to film and stuff yourself, it takes time to do all this stuff. So get yourself a videographer. And if you know someone that, if they're part of your team and they're consistently churning out a bunch of videos for you, they will have a general style. And you guys will kind of work on a style together, and it'll create that consistency across all of your videos. And you know, when you're creating videos for your listings or photos for your listings, you know that using that one or two same photographers helps create that style, right? That you guys are putting out for your listing photos. Same principle. But if you don't have that resource, or you want to learn how to do some of these things yourself, these next tips will help. And first, I mean, I didn't really know how to put this down into slides, and I wanted to show you a secret weapon that I use. So I'm just going to show you their video because the video kind of tells it pretty well. Pay attention to some of the cool things in this video. I'll go over why they're cool afterwards. I'm just going to play this for you guys.
The thing I love about surfing is it never stops challenging you. It's a journey through the waves, but also through your very soul.
These nuggets are made from chicken.
Manatees are the Cadillac of marine mammals.
Just wanted to welcome you to the team with this little video. You need to capture your screen while recording yourself? This script does that.
Emulate the taste of like non-chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I went too far. Okay.
So these nuggets are made from chicken, but they're made to emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets.
Dope.
Oh, that's much better.
Then edit all the blather out of your videos because my time is very precious.
Oh, that's fire.
It's been said that manatees are the Cadillac of marine mammals.
Perfecto. Can you fix the color while you're there? Make it less teal and more...
Cerulean? Sure.
It needs more style. It needs more clips, more gifs, more.
Replace your background with something more fun? I prefer the cold void of outer space.
Let's boost that sound quality. Emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets. Emulate the taste of non-chicken nuggets. Dope.
The thing I love about surfing is it's a journey through the waves. It never stops challenging you. Well, I might have made it too gnarly.
Sounds tasty.
It's a real movie, Rhonda.
Yeah.
They did a good job with that. I like that video. That's the tool I use. It's called Descript. It's one of the tools, and it's a game changer. I'm going to go through some of the things. I don't know if you spotted them in the video, but the first one, removing filler words. So this is an editing technique that a lot of YouTubers use. A lot of video interviews utilize the same thing. They want to keep that content short. It's basically like, have you ever found yourself kind of like lost, like in a video or a presentation, and not because of the content, but because of all of those like ums and ahs and likes and kind of like awkward silences? We've all been there. I'm probably doing it right now, but it's like trying to swim through a sea of like verbal quicksand. The good news is though, we can fix it with a little editing magic, especially if you're not doing it live and you've got some time to edit. This is a good technique to use. Basically, what you're doing is you're removing word gaps and filler words like these ums and ahs. And what it does is it helps kind of create a smooth and engaging video that keeps your viewers' attention locked in. So when you're watching a YouTube video next time, watch what they do. It's usually at the end of a sentence where the sentence finishes and instantly it goes to the next sentence. There's no gaps there. It would take time usually to do something like this in a regular kind of video editing software. You'd go through the timeline, you'd have the wave, the wave bar up where you can see kind of like the sound and the wave pattern, and you'll see where there's gaps. And what people do is they chop it up and they kind of shorten it and do it manually. This tool, Descript, does it with one button click. You tell it how short you want the word gaps to be. Press a button, it gets rid of them. And you saved yourself. I mean, the stuff used to take me maybe 45 minutes on a short 1 to 2 minute video to chop up. It does it in seconds. And this sort of, that style of editing, it helps with the algorithms too on the platforms. Basically, by using this technique, you're cutting the length of the video and you're making it shorter. And then you're kind of creating that audience retention. A shorter video, generally, you'll get more people watching it. It gets to the point quicker. You're sending a clear signal basically to YouTube and other platforms that your content is worthy of being recommended. It's a bit of a win-win for everyone. The other thing that this tool does really well is it's the fastest tool I've found to transcribe your video. I've used a lot of tools in the past to try and transcribe the video content and get some kind of written words out on a page. There's loads of use cases for that, like captions, or you want to put it in a blog post or something like that. This is the fastest tool I've found. Like you literally drag and drop the video in within, I would say, I've done 10-minute videos, and that's a long video generally, and it does it probably in about a minute. It'll transcribe the whole video and put it down into kind of like a Word doc. And then the cool thing about this is you can edit your recordings like you edit text. And I haven't seen any other tool do this. So like you can have the timeline view if you're used to and you're comfortable editing video in that kind of timeline view. It's there. You can do that. But you also have a Word doc. And if you don't, let's say there's a sentence or two that you're like, I want to cut that out. You can delete the words like you would in a Word doc, gone, and it's gone from your video, and you just made an edit. So you don't have to have any video editing skills. It's all there. And if you want to create a scene, like say if you wanted to slot in a bit of a photo or an additional video or B-roll into part of your video, you can drag and drop it in like you're creating a slideshow or a presentation deck. It's really fun to edit that way. If you've had a bit of video editing experience and you kind of know what you're doing, try this tool out because it's so refreshing. It's so fun to use, but it makes it really, really easy. Yeah, Descript.com is a really, really cool tool. And then this thing is cool. Studio Sound. So it has this AI tool button. You click it, and what it does is it takes your audio from whatever you recorded, and let's say you recorded on your phone without a mic. You'll know that the sound quality is not going to be great, right? You might have some background noise or a car going by or something like that. This thing takes the background noise away, and it does some AI mumbo jumbo to give you that kind of podcasty, silky, deep sound. And the better your sound quality is, the better this will work. But the point is, if you don't have good sound quality to work with, or you don't have a mic, this will get you 90% of the way there. It'll be a drastic difference. And then if you know your way around how to kind of make sound better, things like compression and limiters and EQ and things like that, has all of that too. So you can go in depth with how to kind of shape your sound. But just clicking this one button, and it's not like you'll have the one button, then it's on a slider. So like if it's like too, it's just too much, it doesn't sound natural, you can turn it down a little bit and have a mix of your kind of natural sound that you recorded and this studio sound. But this feature right here will make your videos 10 times better, just having a better quality sound. And if you've got a mic like this, it will just work wonders. And then make it even better. What this slide is basically, in this tool, usually you have to have different tools to bring in different things for additional visual and kind of auditory experiences on top of your video. So let's say if you had a talking head video, like I'm talking to the camera right now, you'd want to add in some stuff. You want to add in other B-roll, of your neighborhood, or just like other cool shots of things, or you want to have some music playing in the background so it's just not bland, like you're just talking. There's other stuff happening. Usually there's other places you want to pull that from, but this has it all in the platform, and it's good quality stuff too, like the sound and the music and stuff. There's a lot of stock music websites that just sound terrible. They're not good. I would never listen to that kind of music, and I would never put it in my videos. Generally, the stuff that is in this tool, great, high quality stuff, and you're just typing it in. You're just Googling, basically search bar, in the search bar, you just type in whatever you want. It's going to give you what it has, and then you just drag and drop it into where you want. It's insane. And then finally, finish and share. So if a videographer or someone, traditionally when you're exporting video content, you want to export it in the right format for the platform that you're going to put it on, right? So if it's YouTube, it's going to be in landscape. If it's on Instagram, it will probably be in portrait mode. And the point is, you're going to have to do it multiple times. You're going to have to take that footage, and then you're going to have to export it in one way, then go back and export it in another way. And all of that takes time. Descript allows you to take that footage and with one button click, change the aspect ratio. If you want it from landscape to portrait, you can do it with one button click. And if your face is kind of just off the frame or something, you just drag yourself back in, you're good. And you click export, within minutes, it's done. And I don't know how they're doing this as well, but usually when you're exporting a video, the file size is massive, especially if it's a 4K video. They're doing something when you export the video, the file size is small too. So it's for me, it's a game changer, because you take time trying to export these videos. It's depending on how powerful your computer is as well. It could take time. It could take, a long video could take 20, 30 minutes to export. This is the fastest way I found to export high quality video and keep that file size small. Descript, go and check it out. I'll put it in the email afterwards as well, so you take a link to it. Explore it. There is a bit of a monthly cost. I think it's not too expensive. Highly recommend it. The other thing that they didn't have in the video right now, but another use case is captions, right? A lot of videos, a lot of people watch videos, especially reels, with the captions off. I mean, with the sound off, but with the captions on. The beauty of having the transcript is that you've got words now, and there's a transcript caption button. You click the button, now you have captions on your videos, and you don't have to go to another tool to do that. It's incredible. I added some more ChatGPT stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna just skip over this, and I'm gonna put some optimization tips in the email afterwards. But basically what I did here was just, I asked it to give me this one. What did I ask it? Give me some video optimizations. So it's going to give me its recommendations on how to optimize videos for each platform. And it gave me a list, which was great. And then afterwards I asked it to give me some metrics and some measurement tips on what to look for and ways to improve and to keep improving. It's just an example of how powerful this ChatGPT tool is. But I'll include a screenshot in the email so you can see the full chat and how it kind of came about. But I want to get to the Q&A, and just like, I know we're almost at time, but I want to chat with you guys and answer some questions. Please feel free to come up. Anyone who wants to talk, just raise your hand. Let me see what's going on here. Participants. Let's see if I can bring you guys up. If you want to raise your hand, if you want to ask me any questions, or I can just answer some in the chat, feel free to raise your hand or ask to talk, and I'll there we go. Sandy, okay. Hey, Sandy.
Hi. So I always wondered, when you go from portrait to landscape, which way do you turn your camera, or does it matter?
Which way do you turn it? Like, it doesn't really matter. If you just turn your phone sideways, it will do the it will film import in landscape. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter then.
Yeah, but I would, if you're going to record, I would turn your phone on its side. That's probably the best way. If you don't know where you're going to use the footage yet, if you don't know if you want to use it on YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, just film it sideways. So your camera is sideways, your phone is sideways, and it'll film it in kind of horizontal mode. And then you'll be able to do a lot more stuff with that footage afterwards.
I've taken pictures on landscape mode, and then I've gone to load them and they've been upside down. And so that was kind of why I was asking.
Oh, interesting.
Do you turn it to the left or to the right, or does it matter whatever button is closest to your hand?
It doesn't really matter. It shouldn't. The phone should be able to pick it up. Sometimes if you have an iPhone, or you have like kind of like a screen lock on, where you kind of stopping your phone from doing the turning stuff itself. iPhone has a button where you kind of turn that screen lock on. Make sure that's off so that when you do turn it, the software kind of just knows that you're on your side. But
Okay.
whether you turn it left or right, it shouldn't really matter. And easiest way is to just check first, like before you take the picture. You know, it's going to show on your screen if it's upside down or not. If it is upside down, it's very easy to just rotate it afterwards in software. It's fairly easy.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you. Yeah, great question. Anyone else want to come up? Let's see what we got here. Rika Greenwood, what about music? Sometimes YouTube will not allow music for copyright. Yep, true. You don't want to use copyrighted music. You don't want to use any music that could get you that copyright ding. But that's the cool thing about Descript. It's all copyright free. There's other websites and tools out there like artlist.co or Epidemic Sound is another one. Is like, but those are all additional subscriptions to additional services. Descript has it in one. It has sound effects, it has music, it has instrumentals, everything that you need. And it's all copyright free, so you don't have to worry about putting it into your video and getting it on YouTube. You're not going to get dinged. Yep, it'll have that cool music. What else have we got? It's all being recorded. Yep. We'll send it out to everybody afterwards. I know we can talk for hours about this sort of stuff, but I try to be as succinct as possible. But I'm going to put my email in this as well. Here, I'll put the slide up. You can email me with any questions. Also, personally, I'll just get back to you with my tips and advice. And we are at time, but I don't mind sticking around and answering a couple more questions if there are any more. Jose, let me see. You get you in there. All right, you're up, Jose.
Hey, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, so I have a question. So you record in landscape mode, but then let's just say you want to post it as a reel, and sometimes the image is like zoomed in. So, and I'm not a professional at editing. So how would you recommend? Does this script do that? Like fix it when you want to do it as a reel, or how would I go about that?
Yeah, it does. So what you want to do first is plan your shot out. So if you know that you want to use it as a reel or potentially use it as a reel afterwards, then when you're filming in landscape mode, give yourself enough space in the shot. So like if you're looking at me right now on the camera, I could be up to the camera close up like this. And if I turn it in portrait mode afterwards, there's not much room for me to back out because I'm already close to the camera. If I'm a little bit further back like this, I've got space above my head, space around me, and I'm shooting in 4K, then if I did want to flip it over into portrait mode, and it does zoom in naturally because you're going to be in that shot like that. And if you wanted to zoom in a little bit more, you can. You have more room to do it. So my advice is just to back up a little bit, frame yourself in the center of the shot. But even if you're on, a little bit to the left or right, the script allows you to just move yourself and drag and drop like that very easily.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Sorry, I've got a lawnmower in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. And any more questions? I don't want to be wary of your guys' time. I know it was only 45 minutes, but let's see if we can give a couple more minutes for additional questions. No, all good. All right, cool. Well, I'm available. Here's my email. You can email me whenever you want. Ask me whatever questions you want, and I'll give you the best advice I can. But look out for the follow-up email. It's going to be a bunch of tips and tricks in there. Also, just easy, quick formatting tips and tools and things that you guys can go off and buy the stuff that you want or just test out the software. But you'll get the recording afterwards as well. But yep, that was a good, fun, quick session, and I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' videos afterwards. Get on it, get your face in front of the camera. It's gonna do wonders for your business growth and for converting those leads. But thank you, it was fun, and I'll see you in 2 or 3 weeks' time for the next one. Thanks, team.
The sun is coming slowly. I hold these moments closely now. These waves hit a little harder. I know they're gonna carry me somewhere. Step into the open wide. Watch the future come alive. This is our time. Hearts beat a little faster, looking for a light.